Hello, my beautiful friends. This is going to be a different reading. You might want to bring your partner into this. This is Valentine's message for couples to help you grow together, to see where you're at, to give you some insight into the other person. I want to read it for both of you, so I'm going to look at both energies and your pile selection cards. There's 2 cards for you to choose from. So just choose the pile that most closely resembles you and your partner. And yeah, and then in each reading, I'm going to go into, how do you communicate? What's your love language? What to expect moving forward? Maybe some unsaid, unspoken messages that your person's higher self has for you. I don't typically do a lot of relationship readings, but it's Valentine's Day and I wanted to give you something. And just like maybe we'll see what comes up regarding a past life. If you've had past lives together, what you're meant to do in this life. I'm going to leave it a little bit open for spirit to let me know, especially if there's multiple messages for different people who are watching each pile. But for the most part, whatever, just take what resonates, leave the rest. Oh, and I forgot to introduce myself. I'm Carolee. This is my channel, Clarity with Carolee, where I help to bring you clarity through life's toughest challenges. And today we're looking at maybe challenges and a life overcoming challenges with your partner, or maybe what's coming in for you. I don't know. We'll see. What's happening in this connection? Where's it going? Where has it been in the past, maybe? And what can you look forward to? And with that, here are your piles. Pile number 1 is Saboteur and Shapeshifter. I'm not going to read the descriptions now. I'll read them in the reading. So Saboteur and Shapeshifter. Pile number 2, Exorcist and Mentor. Interesting. And pile number 3, Seeker and Messiah. Okay. So take a moment, take a few deep breaths, get your partner in here, maybe pause the video and each of you take a guess as to which pile your reading is in. I don't know, play around with it. Pick the pile that resonates with you. When you're ready, go into the description box and click this timestamp next to your pile selection. See you in your reading. Okay, welcome to your reading pile number 1. This is for Valentine's Day for couples. Where are you at in this relationship? Where are you going? Where have you been? Are there any special reasons why you two are together? Just some general love-filled, compassionate messages for these couples who are coming here, please, Spirit, for Valentine's Day. You can either watch this video with your partner or you can watch it by yourself about your relationship. It's up to you. Yeah, so let's just start by looking at these 2 cards. Each card represents each of you. So I'll read the descriptions on each card and maybe talk a little bit about what information I'm getting. And with that, then you choose which pile or which side, which card represents you. Okay, this is just based on the energy. It doesn't matter if you're masculine, feminine, or other. None of that matters. Just whatever resonates with you, okay? The message that resonates with you. Saboteur, light attribute, highlights your fear of self-empowerment and the changes it would bring to your life. Oh, it doesn't actually, okay. Shadow attribute, induces self-destructive behavior or the desire to undermine others. This might be somebody who has a problem with authority. highlights your fear of self-empowerment and the changes it would bring to your life. So this is somebody who, it depends on whether this card is upright or reversed. I'm going to read it mostly in the upright. I want to take away some really positive messages for these couples here today. So this person is very self-aware of the saboteur. So they've maybe self-sabotaged a lot in the past, or relationships in the past, or maybe they're currently doing it, possibly, but this is somebody who has definitely done it in the past, who's picked up some bad habits as a defense mechanism. It's a part of their love language, is sort of maybe constantly needing validation from the other partner. And maybe when they aren't getting their needs met, they revert to this childlike state of throwing tantrums, or using self-destructive behaviors in order to not just undermine others, but to undermine the self, so that it can always confirm its inner bias, its internal bias, that maybe the story that it tells itself or is learned from childhood, like I'm not good enough for love, or that person could never love me, or they're too good for me, or they could do better, or stuff like that, right? This person has struggled a lot with that in the past, and maybe is struggling with it presently, but is on a journey, if not already, but is on a journey towards that self-empowerment, towards healing those that inner negative narrator from the past that tells them that love isn't good for them, or that they're not good enough for this person, or that love is a fairy tale and it doesn't actually exist, and they stopped believing in magic before, and they're bringing the magic back into their lives. This person in this picture is riding on a hot air balloon ride. What could be more magical than that? When that was invented, can you imagine the awe people would have at the possibility of floating through the air with this balloon and seeing the countryside, seeing the earth from a different perspective? This person is now seeing themselves, their trauma, their history, their pain, who they are today, the pattern that they've had in relationships that they've seen. Like, they see the pattern now of what went wrong, or where they weren't able to be completely vulnerable or open, weren't able to offer love in the way that other people needed. Like, that's just the past. This is what they've had in the past, or who they've been in the past, or where they're coming from. Maybe they grew up with that environment. Or you, right? That, depending on who you are in this situation. The second person here, sorry, I just had to turn on the light. The second person here, shapeshifter, light attributes, skill at navigating through different levels of consciousness, ability to see the potential in everything. Shadow attribute, projecting any image that serves your personal agenda in the moment. But that could be, if you're coming, I'm going to address the shadow attribute first. If you're coming to a relationship wearing a mask, hiding who you truly are, that's a learned behavior as well. In order to get along in your family dynamic or environment or whatever, when you were a child, you potentially had to be something else in order to get love, in order to get attention, in order to feel connected to your parents, right? It's an example is, you don't like baseball, your father likes baseball, so you played baseball because you wanted your father to love you, and you thought that would be a way to connect with your father. But really, it never did anything at the end of the day, right? You never really were able to establish that. I mean, maybe you were, but you lost the connection with yourself in the process of trying so hard and desperately to connect with somebody, with a caregiver who is supposed to just do it no matter who you are. So that's how that could and will show up. It's not like you have an agenda. I don't like the wording on these cards all the time, but I love Carolyn Myss and generally what she stands for and what she speaks about. So that could be the shadow attribute to this card, but I think what's really great here is that through the shadow, through learning to be a chameleon in society and with other people, you are able to be very sympathetic and empathetic towards others. You can feel them, see them on all different levels of their consciousness or of their being. This person probably is very psychically attuned, very intuitive. You might have the ability, or this person might have the ability of looking into somebody's soul, into their heart, really knowing off the bat if somebody has good vibes or bad vibes, for lack of a better way of saying that in this moment. They really might see the potential in this card, in this person over here. They see their heart, they see their ideas, they see their creativity, they see things that maybe this person probably in the shapeshifter sees how great the saboteur really is, even if the saboteur can't see it for themselves. And so these two energies can really ground each other and nurture and honor each other. This is a very healing connection. And maybe that's why you guys came here and incarnated in this body, in this life, and together in this way, to heal different layers, like all these different layers of your soul. Right? And there's a lot that can be going on there in that agreement to come into this life and into this union together. The saboteur doing the healing work, doing the self-awareness work, the shapeshifter being the leader, being the teacher, somebody who has already done it many times, maybe in previous lives. So now you are more of a guide in this relationship. You can show them even what's possible in love. Okay, so let's pick up the general energy of this connection right now. What's happening in this connection right now, Spirit? Oh, this fell on the floor. 1 second. Oh, okay, so there's let's see. 4 of Swords, 7 of Cups. There's not a lot going on in this connection right now. So we have the 4 of Swords, let's see, and then I don't know if you can see the label. I put it there. Let's move that up. And the 7 of Cups. So you might be on a break. I feel like there might be a little bit of misunderstanding happening here, whereas one is the chaser, one is the runner. If this is a twin flame connection, if that resonates with you, if you want to look at it from a trauma-informed perspective, the shapeshifter here could be the anxious attachment person, and the saboteur could be the avoidant attachment person. Right? In the beginning of this relationship, the shapeshifter could have been putting on a show, putting on a mask. And then when the saboteur, who's used to dealing with people who put on a mask or feeling like they're not worthy of something, they can feel there's a lot of complex PTSD stuff going on here. It's like when they start to realize who the shapeshifter is, because the shapeshifter has been putting on this front for so long, the saboteur instantly starts to become afraid, thinking, oh my God, what else are you hiding from me? I can't trust you. I don't want to open my heart up to you. And then takes a step back. But the shapeshifter is thinking, oh my God, is this anxious attachment style is thinking, oh my God, I just wanted them to see the good side of me. And they also maybe, and this person also maybe thinks that they're not good enough, or there's something wrong with them, or they're going to see the truth of who they are. And so they're also afraid to be completely vulnerable and open in this relationship. And so there could potentially be a lot of potential here, but then at the same time, you still have these wounds that are preventing you from really aligning with your dreams. There's something blocking it. Oh, this just sort of came out. I didn't really ask a question, so I'm not going to take it yet. I'm going to put it over here because there is something about fire and passion, and maybe intimacy in the bedroom. Like there might be a lot of fire in the bedroom, but not a lot of substance anywhere else. That could be something as well. Oh, okay. Okay, so because of these wounds, these inner wounds going on both sides here, and it's nobody's fault, right? I don't want to put any blame on anybody here. I think there's a lot of potential. There's a lot of attraction. There's a lot of passion and fire energy that's going on here. But it's possible that somebody in this connection is not yet willing to commit. It could be both of you. You both could be marrying each other. You know, not totally sure if this is the right thing, not totally sure if you made the right choice. There's the Three of Pentacles, which can be a third party situation that's going on here. Two of Pentacles is like going round and round, flip-flopping back and forth, trying to decide who do I choose, what's best for me, where do I want to go with this. Not really, especially with the debauchery card here and the Seven of Cups, like just having, like there being too many fish in the sea, Spirit's saying. Like, you know, there's the saying, like there's plenty of fish in the sea, but there's almost too many fish in the sea, right? I think somebody here might see through the smoke and mirrors that the other person is putting up. See the potential though, see the love, the potential, the closeness, what they could potentially have together. But the person who's sabotaging themselves, most likely the saboteur over here, is so wrapped up in their own head and their own fears that they are leaning towards engaging in all of these behaviors with these other people and creating third parties and going flip-flopping back and forth, not willing to make a decision or commit. And also with the Queen of Pentacles, right? I think one of you really wants stability and growth and can see the potential of building a business or building something together, building a life together with the Queen of Pentacles and the Three of Pentacles there. But one of you is flip-flopping or can't really make up your mind. Like, do I want this, to build this life with this person? Are we actually on the same page? And if we aren't, then why not? Do we want to be on the same page? Why am I not on the same page? What wounding is still there? What affects from my childhood am I still using as a crutch in this relationship? Am I giving myself wholeheartedly? Am I allowing the other person to see me for who I am? You know, why am I afraid of intimacy? Do I have certain beliefs around love and marriage, you know, possibly, or relationships, right? Depending on, based on my own previous childhood experiences, what have I learned about relationships that I'm, you know, reenacting now that as an adult? Is it good? Is it not good? I mean, we all have freedom of choice as well. So you might want to continue doing what you're doing because it feels good and you don't want to change, even though you have this person on the other side who you really get along with. There's passion, there's fire, there's potential, but is it really enough? Is it, you know, is the grass greener somewhere else? It's kind of this present energy that's going on right now. The Tower. Oh, okay, that's interesting. There was the Ten of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. I wasn't going to take it, but then I wanted to. Seven of Pentacles. Okay, Tower, Seven of Pentacles. What's happening here, Spirit, in this relationship? What's this Tower? Breaking through the monotony. Okay. So I'm getting another message here. I'm hearing that somebody wants to be a little bit reckless. So what could be going on is you could be having these challenges in your relationship and think, okay, we need to spice things up a bit with the Ace of Wands there. That's why I wanted to keep it. Let's spice things up a little bit. let's maybe bring other people into this connection, or bring in some spice in whatever you guys are thinking or talking about, or one person might want one thing more than the other person. Like with the Four of Swords that came up initially, it's like things have gotten stale in the bedroom. With the Ace of Wands, things have gotten a little bit stale maybe, and there's like this wall that's growing between the two of you. I personally would say that it's coming from these wounds from your past. So there are many different ways to work that out and bring the fire back into your relationship. But Spirit's saying, in order for this to work, I think one of you is pushing harder than the other. Is like, we need to spice things up a bit. We need to reconnect. We need, on that very intimate, personal level. And what's a good way to do that? And I think that you're maybe at an impasse when it comes to making that sort of decision. I think some of you might be thinking, with the Queen of Pentacles here, we don't want to rock the boat of what we've built together. If you're already married or in a long-term relationship, we don't really want to rock that boat. But we need to get out of this monotony. We need something to change. Something needs to be powerful enough to move us together in a new direction, or apart. I don't think that that's really on the table, though. I think this is more about like, let's just get the blood pumping here. And how are we going to do that? I do think that there is, you guys have different ideas of how to make that happen. Not that I'm laughing at you, but I do think that there is a bit of conflict going on about like how to make that change happen, what exactly you want to experience. We had the Queen of Cups come up in reverse. So I get the feeling that somebody wants to bring in another person into the bedroom, into this union. And one of you is really into the idea and the other one is really on the fence. Or the Queen of Cups in reverse could speak to one of you, the feminine energy in this connection, who feels very defeated, feels maybe not attractive enough, who feels like the burden of life, of home, of being the parents, parenting, that kind of stuff, all falls on you, and so you're exhausted and tired. And you don't have anything left almost. It could be like that. The Five of Cups isn't here yet, or isn't here, but it's like you just feel really drained. So it can go, I'm seeing it depends on the connection. It depends on you guys, on your specific situation, but there's a few different messages there for you. But there's definitely this need of breaking out of the monotony. Both of you need to work towards. Yeah, Three of Swords at the bottom of the deck just there. So I do think that there is a strong message about wanting to spice things up in certain ways, and being at an impasse. One of you wants one thing, the other person wants another, and there's a compromise that needs to be had about what you're going to do. And again, there's no judgment here. Whatever it is that you guys agree on, as long as it's consensual, respectful, and both of you feel seen and heard and validated, don't just go along with something because somebody else wants it. Make sure you really want it, because bringing other people into to a shaky foundation could really rock that boat more than you're expecting. So make sure that you're prepared for that. Seek counseling if you need it to make that sort of a decision. Start slow, Yeah. Oh, Eight of Pentacles in reverse. I'm just hearing like it's just not working. What's not working? And then the candle just went out at that moment. Hearing it's not working. Oh. Or maybe you've already tried. There's somebody's soul here that's saying, we already tried this, like maybe bringing different things in, and I'm hearing it's not working. Ten of Swords in reverse. Or it didn't work. Ten of Swords in reverse is typically like the knives coming out of the back, the ending of betrayal. There's a very final energy to that, like letting go almost. Okay, the Devil sort of peeked out there. I want to put it down. Yeah. if there's another offer on the table for you from somebody else, if you're watching this by yourself, not with your partner, if there's another offer from somebody else and you're at, this crossroads, I feel somebody, like the Six of Pentacles. There's either an offer from somebody else, like, hey, that wants to scoop you up, or somebody who's maybe thinking about you in that way. I'm saying the King of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles sort of peeked their heads out. But I'm going to pull this card. There's so many different messages coming in for this pile. It's definitely like this fizzling out of something. But it starts from the wounding that you've experienced in your life. It's like you guys have your backs to each other and this he said, she said sort of energy, but have you started really deep diving into why you're being drawn apart? Like, what is it? What patterns are you repeating from your past? What wounds have you not accepted or looked at from childhood? When were you let down? Fear of rejection, so you're rejecting somebody else first. Like, that is the block here. It's not that this doesn't have potential. It's just that you guys have gone through things in your lives and you don't know how to come together. You don't know how to connect. Six of Cups, Judgment. Yeah, like, do we want to make this work? Nine of Wands. Do we want to get through this? Do we want to make this work? Do we want to shed our skin and rebirth this connection in a different way? How are we going to do that? What's good for us? What's good for our family? What's good for our home, depending on your situation? And then make a decision. Right, but also here, the porcupine, it has this like little fence of just defense mechanisms. There's these defense mechanisms that are blocking you guys from having the connection that you are meant to have, that you could be having. So therapy, getting to the core of those wounds, finding ways to spark passion and again, and reconnect again, and communicate through your hearts again. And that takes practice and intention and the desire to, and work and effort, But if there's a love there, if there's a connection there, then it's not going to be wrong. Does that make sense? You're worthy of this thing together. There is light at the end of the tunnel. It can be different, but there's some healing work that needs to be done individually and a lot of communication about where you want to go forward from here. What kind of a relationship do you want to have? And forgiveness. There's a big topic in this connection around forgiveness. Things happened in the past. Why did they happen? Look at the wounds. Look at childhood stuff, right? Do the healing counseling. But you are ultimately responsible for what it is that you want to do and the actions that you take moving forward. Can you forgive? Can you accept, something from the past? Are you willing to do the work and to change and to show up differently? Those are all questions that are needing to be answered in this connection. But there is love, there is passion, but there's a lot of hurt and betrayal too. A lot that needs to be worked through. Take a breath, take some time, take a breather, and come back if you need to later. However, whatever time frame works for you, a day, 2 days, a couple weeks, a couple months, a couple years, I don't know. But the way that it's going, if you just keep trying to force something, it's not going to end up the way that you want it to be. And when you're trying to control something, it usually gets worse. Not that that's funny, but it does. You know, we don't have that intention, but things usually fall apart when we're trying to force something that that's not working to begin with, right? It needs to be changed, dismantled, rebuilt, possibly. And that's the message that I have for you, pile number 1. Happy Valentine's Day. Oh, I know a lot of couples after the pandemic, especially, you know, they've been struggling and not on the same page, but it is possible here. I want to give you hope. There is love, there is connection, there is many lifetimes together. You know, you do have a soul connection and there's passion there. You do feel it. You know, but we're also human and we make choices and do things and say things from a place of wounding and for the wrong reasons. So there's just like some adjustments that need to happen. But ultimately, that's up to you guys. But there is love, if that's what you were asking. Is it worth it? Absolutely. You know, I think that in this situation, I think that the behavior stemmed from a lack of self-confidence and ability to love and accept love and give love. If you're willing, if you're on the other side of that and you're willing to do the work and stick around, and then there is something that could be built here. But again, it's not going to be an easy road. But I think you guys chose this connection for a purpose. It's going to ignite something in you, whether together or apart. There is something to be had from the inner work that's being highlighted by this connection. Okay, and with that, sending you so much love. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. Give this video a like, and let me know. Comment below if you have any thoughts or if this resonated and you want to share. Okay, see you soon. Bye. Okay, pile number 2, welcome to your reading. So, my camera died, or was about to die, so I have it plugged in, and so the microphone anyways is not able to be plugged in. So I hope the audio is okay. It should be fine, but you know, it should be fine. Okay, pile number 2, welcome to your reading. How I'm going to read that, I think I explained it in the beginning, but how I'm going to read this or do this reading is each card represents each party in this connection, each person in this connection. I'll read the energies of each side and then, you know, connect to the card, the energy, the person that best represents you, that best describes you. Hold on, some cream on my hands. Cream on my hands, they're so dry. Okay. Exorcist. Person A, Exorcist, light attribute. Freeing yourself and others of destructive impulses. Shadow attribute. Fear of facing your own demons. Mentor, light attribute. Passing on wisdom and refining a student's character. Shadow attributes. Inability to allow the student to move on to the role of master, imparting false instructions. So this is very similar to what was happening, or the energies anyway, the 2 different sides in pile number 1. Not exactly the same, but a little bit. And it really depends on where you're approaching this connection in this relationship, whether you're approaching it from the light attribute or the shadow attribute, right? And where you're at in your own healing journey. And this is sort of the reason I asked you guys to bring your partner in onto this reading. So, because I'm going to discuss just a little bit, not into detail, but a little bit into why you might be in a certain place in your relationship, why you're showing up in a certain way, and how you can, some tips on how to fix that or take steps towards fixing it anyways. It's you know, you can't cover everything in a pick a card tarot reading online that's for everybody. So exorcist and mentor. One person, actually both of you, I think that both of you, this is giving me King of Swords energy, or even Knight of Swords, depending on how old you are and where, you know, maturity levels and stuff. But it's giving me Swords energy, King of Swords, even Page of Swords, depending on, again, how old you are and where you're at sort of in your life. And the mentor is giving me like that Pentacles energy. So like a King, Queen of Pentacles. This could be a Queen of Pentacles, or sorry, Queen of Swords as well. So this is like Pentacles energy and Swords energy, or air energy, earth and air. Kind of the general. I mean, it could be, it doesn't have to be. Air energy, so the swords being, sorry, I always like drop up like Libra. Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius, and then the Pentacles energy is the Capricorn, Virgo, and Taurus energies. So that's kind of the general vibe that I'm getting, but one of you, the exorcist here, might be really into social justice. You have a very highly attuned sense of what is right, what is wrong, morality. You could be very into philosophy, maybe psychology, but philosophy of anything, you know, philosophy of religion, philosophy of science, even something like that along those lines. Very thoughtful, intuitive, inquisitive nature. On the flip side of that, there's that snarky, defensive, impulsive, irrational, you know, driven by fear, feeling really defensive, feeling as though the world is against you, having a problem with authority just for the sake of having a problem with authority, not for a purpose, you know, rebel without a cause kind of attitude. And that could have been in your youth, because they're showing me the Page of Swords. So that could have been in your youth. I'm hearing reckless endangerment. That's a message for somebody here. Maybe that's to identify you in your past, or someone you know from something that they've done in their past. They might have had issues with the law. For whatever reason. There's no judgment here. Might have had some issues around that. And running from yourself, running from your inner demons, running from your shadows, right? Maybe that was you in the past. Mama, yeah, honey. Are you done your... Sorry about that. Aria came in and needed a snack. Okay. So fire trucks going on. Some sort of emergency happening outside somewhere. I'm getting some sort of workaholism here. Like maybe you're a lawyer or a police officer on this side, the exorcist side, and you're passionate about social justice, passionate about your work. And maybe, because you've been there, it could be maybe an addictions counselor or something, where you've been in it, you've been through it, you've seen a lot of things, I think, this person, things that they don't necessarily want to share, I think. I'm just seeing that. And so that really drives you forward in your work, in your mission here to help people and save people, and and maybe you've done the work in freeing yourself from shadows and from your past and from experiences and pain and tragedy and toxic situations, and so you're out there trying to help other people because you've been through it. That's also a possibility. And together, I just pulled the moon for you guys. sort of connects you to. It's like the bridge that connects this connection here. You're very psychically connected. I think that both of you are also into illuminating the shadows in the world, in your life, through your work. I think that maybe the two of you come from completely different worlds as well. So let's look over here. Mentor, light attribute, passing on wisdom and refining a student's character. Shadow attributes, inability to allow the student to move on to the role of master, imparting false instructions. I just see here at the moon card, there's this white wolf and a black wolf over here on these different, across a chasm. There's this great divide, dividing the two worlds, these two lighthouses here, both signaling from a distance, wanting to attract each other in. Maybe that's how you met. Maybe you had a long distance relationship for a little while, or there was a really big divide, or there could be there could be a big difference in age in this couple, or a life experience, or literally like a divide in terms of geographical location, where you're from, where your families are from. But both of you have a strong impulse or passion, motivation to share wisdom with the world, to pass on wisdom. This side, the mentor, might be a little more, academic, more coming from an academia background, whereas the exorcist is coming more from real life, like life school experience. There could be that going on in this relationship, or this could be, this could be like one's a blue collar worker and one's a white collar worker kind of difference as well. So there could be like that. It could be the divide here too, a divide in class systems. If you are from a country that still kind of adheres to caste systems, and there could be that situation going on in your relationship as well, and that can create some issues with family. Just, let's see. Okay, why is the moon here? What's the bridge? What's going on in this relationship? Message for pile number 2 on this Valentine's Day. Wow, these messages seem to be heavy today. It's supposed to be Valentine's Day, but everything feels so immense, so dense. Pile number 2, Spirit, Valentine's Day message for these two souls in this partnership. 10 of Wands. There's something like overcoming something in this partnership in order to be together. Like you've walked this road. Chariot. Oh, and the Lovers. Okay. That's sort of the general connection. 8 of Wands. I'm going to put that over here. Five of Wands. Seven of Cups. Gosh, it's a lot of heaviness happening right now. I just wanted to bring some, messages of love to you guys. Spirit has a whole other plan for what's going on today. Okay, so overcoming a lot of strain, a lot of back and forth communication. 5 of Cups, at some point maybe there was a loss in favor, a loss in status, a loss in, with the 7 of Swords, it's like somebody really doesn't feel with the Seven of Swords, King of Cups, and Five of Cups, it's like somebody doesn't feel like they're good enough. Like they really want to ride in on this white horse and flowers and be that emotionally mature, stable force of energy, very attuned, very self-aware, creative, passionate, but full of so much love. It's almost as if that's what they want, but they feel like it's not happening, or it's not possible, or they don't know how to make it work. Prince of Wands in reverse. Yeah, like the passion's burning out, fizzling out, afraid to take action, holding themselves back, out of fear. There's a sense of longing in this relationship, longing for things to move forward, longing to be together. Yeah, like there's this longing for this person. I think in the past you've struggled with communication, with taking steps towards each other, maybe failed attempts at coming together. Maybe you've tried a couple times in different ways to come together and it just wasn't ever really the right time. What else is going on? Two of Swords, this indecisiveness. Why? There seems to be so much going on here. I think that there's something about the great divide between you. There's this big difference in age, difference in status, difference in maturity levels, difference in something that's keeping you from this beautiful connection that you have, this thing that you can bring to the world. The two of you together, look at this card, dancing in the sun among the sunflowers, these two figures with the butterfly or angel wings, like butterfly wings, this complete transformation into a whole new existence, a new world here. But you have to overcome something first. Yeah. Beauty, abundance, a family with the Empress card. It's like the person or the mentor on this side is waiting for this person to catch up. Okay, what about this over here? The Exorcist. Oh, I forgot the name. The Exorcist. Oh my gosh. What's going on with this Exorcist on this side? Person A. What's going on, Spirit? I feel like if anybody's watching this, it's the mentor, and the Exorcist is not necessarily watching this. What's going on? Tower. Okay, Tower. Why? Why? I'm hearing tongue-tied. They're showing me, they're saying tongue-tied, but also showing me someone, their tongue is literally tied or swollen. Eight of Swords in reverse. Four of Wands, and then the Ace of Swords at the bottom of the deck. So this person A, the Exorcist, is all over the place. They want to marry this person, the mentor. They believe that the mentor is their counterpart. Not necessarily twin flame, but definitely a counterpart, definitely a connection, definitely worth fighting for. And I think that they want to tell this person that. I think person A wants to tell person B that. That I'm reading it from this perspective, from the mentor perspective, but you can identify with either side. But this mentor is sort of waiting, this person B is waiting for person A to be ready to come to them. I'm hearing grow some balls, grow some cajones, and come over here and tell me what you want. I'm waiting. I've been waiting. I'm waiting for you to come to your senses there with the Tower and the Eight of Swords in reverse. It's the Empress over here. Person B is waiting for person A to come to their senses and just do it already. Like, just make a move already. That's what's kind of this energy here. So I don't know if you guys are in union right now, or maybe you haven't come together in this life yet, or maybe you're friends. This could be an energy of being friends for a really long time, or someone you've known for a really long time. Maybe not friends, but yeah, we have the Four of Swords, Queen of Cups, Wheel of Fortune. This Empress over here is just waiting in the wings. Is that how you say it? Waiting in the wings, waiting in the winds. Is it wings or winds? to embrace pile A or person A, to welcome them back. And person A really wants to. They are going to. They're going to come to this realization. Things are going to change very rapidly, and the communication will be had. Person B, I know you're a little impatient, and it could be that you are in this long-term relationship and you are together, but you're waiting for them to realize what a catch you are. You're waiting for them to get it, to finally get what it means to show up as a partner, to show up as together. Maybe you two have already done a lot of the work together in counseling or something, but you're waiting for something to click in this relationship, for them to be different, to show up differently, to honor you, to respect you, to really understand how valuable you are and how great you guys can be and are together. It's like waiting for this person to catch up to where you're at, knowing, but not being able to do anything about it, person B. So that's kind of where you're at. And then in general, these two cards, Justice, 11 and 17 star, Aquarius, Libra energy. So Swords energy, was I saying that at the beginning of your pile? Yeah, I wasn't I? A lot of Swords energy in this reading. And Earth energy. Well, we have like Gemini, Cancer showing up strongly too. Anyway, okay, so Justice and the Star. Everything's going to work out. I think that's what this is saying. Everything's going to work out. I think both of you have some reservations. You're both a little on the fence. You're a little bit worried. One person might know intuitively a little bit more than the other person that this connection was meant to be, and that it could be really great, and you guys are very equal. You bring you both, this is like an equal partnership. You both bring something very valuable to the table. Intellect, inquisitiveness, connection, communication. You're very good communicators, very great at analyzing, understanding policy and politics in the world, and world politics and whatever. Like you're very intelligent people, and you have a lot to communicate about, a lot to share. There's never like a dull moment, even in silence, you guys can be very comfortable with each other. That's something to look forward to if you're not already there. But it is possible, if it hasn't happened already, that this is going to manifest for you. And it's possible, probable, it's going to happen. Don't stress about it. I think person A over here is way too much in their head about what person B is going to say. But that again comes from wounding from the past, being afraid of being rejected, fear of rejection, fear of abandonment, But if you don't put your heart on the line, then it'll never happen. But I think that person B as well is waiting for person A to show up like, with presence, with a very strong presence, with the Nine of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck there. Like they want you to, or person B wants person A to show them that they're ready, that they can match them in this connection, in terms of connection and love and intimacy, vulnerability, openness, that kind of stuff. Has nothing to do with finances or whatever. I think, you know, you're both very intelligent people. You both have passion. You both have drive. You're both very good communicators when you can. I think there has been some wounding that's driven you guys apart a little bit or delayed this connection from happening or deepening. Maybe you've been at a crossroads for a little while, but person B is just like, look, I know we're great, so just do it already. Like, just show up. Just do the work that you have to do. Get over your stuff, get over your past. And I don't think that we should be saying that, right? Like, just get over yourself, get over your past, right? That takes time. Healing, changing behaviors takes time, but it is possible and probable. And person A, I think the person A just really needs to focus on the end goal. Like, what do you really want? The kind of love that you want to share, the kind of experience, what you want to say. Write letters. There's not a lot of romance in this. There's a lot of intellect, you know, connection. There's fire, there's passion, there's stability. So maybe bringing some more flirtatiousness into this relationship, a little more lightness, fun, open-heartedness might help, you know, open to receiving and giving love. Don't just be a giver, be a receiver too. Don't just be a receiver, be a giver too. You know what I mean? In all ways, in all areas. Do the work, right? Both sides. Nine of Cups. Intimacy, partnership is a choice that you make every single day to show up. You know, not every day is going to be great, but it is a choice overall. Okay, and with that, pile number 2, I'm going to leave this there. I'm going to leave this at that. And thank you for watching. Thank you for being here and showing up. And I appreciate your patience in having to pause the video in the middle there. So I will be back with another reading soon. If you like this reading, if it resonated, give it a thumbs up, comment below, let me know. And I will see you next time. Bye. Welcome to your reading pile number 3. Now I had to unplug my mic because my phone was gonna die, and I'm using that to record this. And so anyways, I had to take my mic out for now until I get a different setup going on here. Let's see. So I hope you can hear me. Moral of the story. I've been saying that a lot recently. Moral of the story. I think I heard it in a tarot reading, and now I just keep saying it. Okay, so this is a Valentine's Day message for couples. Grab your partner. I'm going to go into a little bit of, you know, the dynamics going on between this partnership, what may be hidden. So far, the last 2 piles have been very heavy, extremely heavy. I was hoping to bring, you know, messages of light and love, but I think this is, you know, Spirit wants to address what needs to be healed in these relationships so that you can get some perspective on where the other person is at in this connection. So what we're going to do, I didn't address this initially in the other 2 piles, but this is going to be person A, the seeker. Person B is Messiah. Okay, and then whichever pile resonates for you, obviously that's going to be your side, A or B. However you identify, but you could mirror each other as well. So there could, you know, you could see some of yourself in the other pile too, in the other side. But take it as it resonates, right? Always take what resonates, leave the rest. Not all messages are for every single person here. I tend to get a download of the general mood though, right? Like it's like a mood board that I see. Okay. So first we have person A, a seeker, light attribute, thirst for wisdom and truth wherever they are. Shadow attribute, inability to commit to a path once found. And Messiah, light attribute, serving humanity with humility. Shadow attribute, exaggerated belief that you are the only means through which a cause can succeed. Like a God complex, sort of. The Seeker, let's see. Let's start with the Seeker. What's going on here? Now, in the last couple of readings, I just started pulling cards, and I pulled a bridge card to see what was connecting you guys. And then some cards just for general story, what's happening here. And then went where the cards took me. I don't typically try to have a structure, although maybe this reading I should have been more structured. I don't know. We'll just go with not being so structured because that's how the other two piles were. Although I do feel this desire to be more structured in this reading, so maybe we'll just do that. We'll start with the Seeker. Give me one card, Spirit, for the, oh, there's too many cards. One card for the Seeker. Seeker, Seeker, Seeker. This could be, person A could be somebody who really enjoys traveling. Somebody who loves adventure. Someone who thinks that all knowledge is worth having. They're very curious. It might have felt that in the beginning it was very exciting, and then they get bored really easily. Could be somebody who struggles a little bit with ADD, ADHD, some sort of other neurodivergent I'm picking up as well. Very distracted by shiny objects. Not in a bad way, in a very endearing way. Very youthful, I'm picking up. You have the Wands energy here, so fire signs. You have Leo, Sagittarius. What's the other one? Oh, Aries. The Messiah. Be very earthy energy, earthy water maybe. Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, or Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. So the Seeker, yeah. I think that if you're the Seeker is always looking for a cause to support in some way, you know, or you're very passionate about one particular or a few particular causes. And when you get interested in a cause, whatever it is, it doesn't have to be just like a charitable cause, anything. You're very good at plugging into that and looking for answers, solutions, reasons why, or the root problem, like looking at this problem, this thing from all angles. But you might find that or person A finds it hard to commit to a task or complete a task. You know, by the time they're about 3/4 of the way done one thing, then something else catches their eye and they're on to the next thing without completing the first thing, right? That's what the shadow is there to represent. That can be very frustrating for other people. Like, why can't you just finish this job? But if you're doing home renovations and they bail out on a project, you know, when it's 80% complete, that could be very frustrating, I could see in this partnership. Those are just examples. And in the beginning, that might have been very endearing for the Messiah, for person B, to meet somebody who's so inquisitive and curious and passionate and is really deep and interested in these things, very complex things as well, but then moves on to something else, and that can be confusing, you know, and get to be kind of exhausting, like a jack of all trades but master of none. Although there is a time and a place for that, you know, those people are very important to the world, but other people can feel like that's very flighty behavior and unpredictable, and somebody else might fear that would cause a lot of instability and unpredictability in the relationship. That's just to look at both sides of the coin, depending on what's happening there. There could be a big age difference between this connection, where the Messiah is older, or an older soul, and the Seeker is a lot younger, potentially. But I think what's this connection compared to, we have the death as the bridge in between. I'm not going to take this one. The Messiah, on the other hand, is very focused on serving. Depending on the recognition the Messiah gets, you know, that can cause the ego to be overinflated, and then the focus gets shifted from serving humanity to serving the self, and caring a lot about other people's perceptions of them, and only doing good deeds so that they look good, right? Taking pictures of your charitable works without actually doing the charity, or without really investing your heart into it, that kind of stuff. But for the most part, I don't see that in this connection. I see, like, yeah, the Prince of Cups, this new love. This could be a new love with the Prince of Cups here, or an offer of love that's coming in, or there's a lot of romance and flirtatiousness and openness and vulnerability. Like, there's a lot to be had. Like, maybe in the past with the Four of Pentacles in reverse, you could have rejected the other person in the past, right? But, and then we have we got the Universe there too, so, or the World card. Somebody could have rejected the other person in the past, but now you're trying again, and now is a better time. There could be something along those lines. Or it could have completely caught you off guard, this romance, right? It could be that because there's an age difference, for some there's a big age difference. Because of the big age difference, this relationship, this person really caught you off guard. Like, if you're the Messiah in this connection, you might have been really caught off guard by how intelligent the seeker is. You could be fascinated by how their mind works, their energy works. They could really, the Messiah can really feed off of the energy of the seeker, that positive, going forward, looking for solutions, looking for a whole new world, looking for a new perspective. Like, that can be very contagious and inspiring to the Messiah, who's maybe done things the same way over and over again, or the tried and true path. And this seeker comes in and just lights a fire in them that they haven't felt in a really long time. That could be something that's going on in this connection. There's definitely a lot of flirting. There's a lot of love. There's a lot of, you know, dates, and it's very beautiful like that. It's very fresh. It's very new. It's young. I'll buy it maybe a little unsteady, maybe a little unstable, or maybe you feel, if you're watching this, maybe you feel a little unsteady. Maybe they make you feel unsteady. Like, you're used to being really controlled, but this person just sort of, it makes you want more out of life. And I think this is true for both sides. I think you met at the right time in your journeys, your soul journeys in this life. I think that there's something really cool, something really big that you could be creating together in this life, if you're not already. Five of Wands in reverse. You've both overcome a lot in your life, a lot of doubts, a lot of fears. Maybe you had a lot of doubts and fears about this person in the past, or this type of relationship in the past, or it's not what you were expecting, but you're over that now. It's like, okay, I wasn't expecting you, but here you are, and I'm really curious. I'm interested. I love it. You make the world go round. You make the sun shine. Like, there's something about this connection bringing in a whole new perspective, a whole new level to the work you're already both doing. And you both have what the other person needs in life, right? Like, the seeker has all this energy and curiosity and motivation to keep going and keep pressing forward and looking for new ways. And, you know, there's a lot of excitement. They're very charismatic, good with other people, right? If you had a charity or a not-for-profit or an organization together, this person might be very good at charming the people, fundraising, that kind of stuff. And this person does all of the calculations and the not just the books, but like really make sure that like a Hierophant card, it's very organized and put together in a great way, and functions, the functionality of it. Dealing with donors and stuff in the back end, nurturing the relationships. You know, whatever, if that's just an example. So then we pulled the Tower, 8 of Cups, 3 of Wands. This was a long time coming, this partnership here. It could be just your general love story. You could have been apart for a really long time, suddenly came back together. You could have fallen apart. Something really devastating could have happened to one or both of you or together in this couple. Maybe you've also lived through some sort of tragedy in the past that connects you. It connects you to a similar goal, morals, belief systems, something from the past, very tragic, very big that happened to you. And that thing that happened, whatever it is, made you go on this like journey of self-discovery, self-awareness, and then you guys kind of meet. If you haven't met already, I mean, this is a reading for couples, but if you haven't met already, you're just sort of here watching this, it could be that this person is coming in very soon and you're going to meet them while you're traveling. Like something might happen in your life and you're like, oh, that's it. Like, what's that movie? Oh my gosh. This Under the Tuscan Sun, one of my favorite movies. Like she finds out her husband is having an affair, gets a divorce, then she, you know, is sort of just living this blasé life, and her best friend says to her, you know, you need to make a decision, you need to get off the pot, you need to go and live your life and experience something new, heal and move forward, move on. And then, so while you're doing that with this 8 of Cups, okay, that tragedy happened. Now it pushed me to do this with my life. So I'm traveling, I'm doing something I haven't experienced before. I'm searching for myself. I'm having fun in the process, whatever. Then while you're out traveling, doing stuff, enjoying life, then this person, you suddenly meet them far away up from home, like completely unexpected, with the 3 of Wands are coming into your life. And then with the Temperance card, you almost have to work to keep your cool because you're so excited. It feels completely different. It's aligned, it's divinely guided with the Temperance card here and the angels and stuff. You're so, it's like perfect divine timing as well. And then the 2 of Cups at the end. You know, this could also be have patience, this card right now. If this is something that is coming into your life, Spirit's also saying have some patience. Just focus on taking care of yourself and let this play out as it's supposed to, because it's happening. Or this could be like what happened in your love story, right? You're already in this bubble of love. And I see that at the end here, this like equal partnership, love, intimacy, connection, depth, vulnerability, all these amazing things. But you did the work to get there. You followed the breadcrumbs. You didn't, you know, wallow in self-pity when this terrible stuff happened. You learned from it. You grew. You moved forward. And that brought you two together. And there might be a lot of mirroring in this. So you might be watching this on either side, person A or person B, and this might resonate with both of you. That's because you both went through the similar experiences in life so that you could meet each other where you're at today at this completely and perfect equal partnership level, right? You both bring equal parts to this relationship, whatever that is for you. It's very mature, it's very sound, it's grounded, it's very earthy, but still with all that fire, that passion, with that love. Okay. Okay, what? Page of Cups, Knight of Pentacles. Oh, you could, I mean, if you don't want to get pregnant, you could be getting pregnant soon. I'm hearing like bun in the oven. These red birds are typically a sign of spirit connecting with you. I'm hearing like also a long time coming. You know, you could be trying to get pregnant. You could be wanting to start a family. The Knight of Pentacles. You know, marriage, bringing families together, that could be a possibility. There's definitely just a new fresh start or a new beginning or a new love in this relationship. Okay, hold on. 10 of Wands, Knight of Swords. Sorry, Aria's yelling at something. At her toys. 10 of Wands, Knight of Swords, the Emperor. There's also this, like, there's other people here. 8 of Cups. Somebody had to walk away from something in order to bring this connection in. So it could be that you haven't met this person, or this is the story of your relationship where somebody had to leave a bunch of stuff behind in order to come towards you. It just feels like there's a lot of people all of a sudden, a lot of people's energies here. It could be that there's some competition from somebody else, or the other person might be afraid that there's competition. I don't think so, though. What's all these people? All these people. Okay, the Hanged Man. Ugh. They just don't want me to know what's happening there. Let's see. Death and Ace of Cups. Yeah, fresh start, new beginnings, fresh love, creativity. There could have been a loss of some kind. Oh, okay. So for some of you, there was a message down here. So we had the Page of Cups with the Knight of Pentacles, and I was like, somebody could be giving birth or getting pregnant, or with the Page of Cups with the Knight of Pentacles, it could be that you might want to start a family and it's taking some time. And there might be, okay, so this is a separate message for somebody here, or a few people maybe, but not many. If you've been trying to get pregnant, Spirit is saying stop trying. Not because it's not going to happen, but because the stress of trying, I think that maybe there's been some issues around miscarriages or multiple miscarriages. So Spirit's saying take a second and take a break. You need to rest with the Hanged Man here. You need a break from it. It's too much pressure. You guys have a beautiful connection, but the pressure from trying to conceive could be difficult for you. And Spirit doesn't want to see this relationship go through that unnecessarily. So Spirit's saying take a break, focus on self-care, focus on doing other creative, fun things, and meditating and visualizing, but mostly taking care of your body, making sure that your body is prepared and healthy to carry another being, right? Nourishing yourself, focusing on relieving your stress. All of those kinds of things are going to impact your ability, your fertility levels. So take a step back from trying too hard, because it's going to hurt the relationship that you have with this partner. And you don't want that going into having a family. I hope that message reaches the right person. Just take a break. It'll happen when it's going to happen. Let's just get a yes or no on fertility for this person here, because I know that can be really difficult. Okay, just a little card. what's hidden. Seven of Swords. They don't want to tell you. There's a lesson there. That's why. There's a lesson in that situation. Is this connection enough to fulfill you, right? You should fill your own cup from your own life experiences and interests and joys and stuff. You make yourself happy. But I think Spirit's saying prioritize this relationship, because what if you're not meant to have children? What would you do if you couldn't? How would you sustain this relationship if you knew that you couldn't? Connect, bond together, do things together. You're in this together. So Spirit doesn't want to give you an answer about whether or not it's happening for you, because the part of the lesson here is about nurturing the relationship that you have with each other. There's a lot of growth here. You guys came together for a reason. This is very divine counterparts energy here. Soul family. There was a big honk outside, and I think Tara's saying, yeah, like there's a lot going on in this relationship, a lot to be had with this relationship. So don't let the struggles in life cloud your judgments or the love you share. Right? Don't let the disappointment and the hurt rip you apart unnecessarily. Right? And don't try so hard. Give yourself a little bit of a break. Yeah. You'll start again. Maybe you've tried a lot of times and nothing's been working. Take a break, focus on your own self-care, and then try again with the Fool card. Right? But I think your body, your mind-body, body-mind, that your relationship needs a break from that. And if it's not fertility pregnancy, then it could be something else that you guys have been trying at, and it hasn't really worked. So Spirit's just saying, just take a break, take the pressure off of your relationship, look at this situation from a different perspective, and then move forward when you're ready. Don't get distracted by struggles and challenges. You will overcome, you can overcome, but you have to be in the right mind frame together, and then you can move forward together. One last card. Oh my God, the Two of Cups again. Two of Cups, Two of Cups. Oh yeah, you guys are like twin flame, divine counterpart, soul family, very connected, very in tune. It's just right now, it's just about nurturing that relationship, taking the pressure off a little bit, honoring each other and where you're at. You have so much to offer the world, both separately, but also as together. Your community, maybe not the world, but if you're not you're not putting yourself out there on a global stage, but your community, just even your families, you're very united, but there is some sort of pressure that's building. It could be around family, it could be around getting married, something about that. There's a lot of pressure building up there. So take the pressure off, focus on something else, focus on taking care of your relationship and yourself as an individual, your body especially. Manage your stress, get healthy, and then just try again with whatever it is that you want. Like just reset your mind. And then I think things will start moving forward after that, after a little bit of a period of time of reconnecting just as people, right? Without all the expectations layered on. And with that, pile number 3, thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you. I love you. Happy Valentine's Day. And yeah, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and comment below. Let me know your story, the two of you. Let me know what's going on. And with that, I will see you next time.